Hi, this is Tiff, and we're Fire Tiger. We're on the Tortoise and Hare experience.
And that was Energy by Fire Tiger. Welcome into the Tortoise and Hare experience. As always, we always like to start off the show with an experience. Max, who goes first, you or me?
I think you should go first.
Me. Man, I've been going through a lot of experiences. Lately, the experience that I've been going through is with food. As you know, I've been, losing weight.
Yeah, you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. But here's the thing. Like, I started looking at food as energy and as a means of getting around, not as a means of comfort or a means of anything else. And it's been a very polarizing experience that I've been doing to myself, only because there are times where I fear food, if that can make sense, where it's like I feel like I'm being either gluttonous or at times addicted to it. So I'm really just focusing on trying to embrace food as food, not as anything else to,
So
just fear macaroni and cheese.
Right? Absolutely.
So I've been experiencing that.
So if I can suggest something for you, the Sun Cafe on Ventura Boulevard is the best raw food restaurant in all of Southern California. And talk about energy. That will definitely give you great energy.
Who's got the energy?
I've got the energy, and you guys have got the energy, all right?
They definitely do. Fire Tigers here on the couch with us, James, Tiffany, and Chris. And we're going to be talking to them in 1 second after I tell you what my experience was. It had nothing to do with food. Well, maybe. I don't know. It was energy-like. So just recently, everybody knows that I'm a Reiki practitioner and have an office in Beverly Hills. I was working on a client and patient, and something really cool happened. I usually come into information when I'm working on them, and this person, I can't tell you who it was because it was a celebrity, was, they don't give me any information before I go in there. I just kind of feel around and react to that. And I said to them that they had a sibling that they didn't know about, and they were like, "No, that's not true. That can't be." And then they went home and checked into it, and they had one, and so they reunited and became a new family. So I feel really happy about that I was able to do that. So that was my experience.
Was this your first psychic revelation?
No. I do that quite often. Yeah. So it's you must come and experience this.
You must, James. Stop judging.
Yes, don't judge, James.
I'm not afraid of food. I'm afraid of that.
Are you?
I'm afraid of what you might uncover that I don't know about myself.
It's the truth that you can't handle. You can't handle the truth.
Would any of you guys like to share in an experience? Right now I'm experiencing a buzz. Okay. That's what I was experiencing right now. And you guys want to, share an experience?
I'm also experiencing a buzz.
Fantastic.
James drank 2
James
beers
smells
on the
like
way over here.
I don't think you want to talk about that.
And I'm ashamed to be in this band right now. I quit, actually.
Were you drinking and driving?
No.
No. Chris, no. That didn't happen.
No, just doesn't
That would be bad. Okay.
What were
he pulled the car over and he chugged 2 beers down.
Let me ask you a question. Is it legal in this town to smoke pot while driving?
Yes.
Yes, because we're in Hollywood.
I'm shocked at this. This is a revelation. I'm shocked.
No, it's not legal to be under the influence of anything while you are driving.
Now I'm confused. Are you?
You're operating heavy machinery.
But if you
it's a
have
car.
a license or permit or whatever those prescription, is that what they are now here? Yeah, I don't indulge, so I don't know about these things. So I'm looking for information.
They can arrest you for being on antibiotics if you're
Really?
under the influence.
So if you're swerving or driving poorly, then that's
They should arrest more people.
yeah.
They need to. Too many people on the road. Get them off. Let our taxis
right.
macaroni and cheese and Del Taco.
Actually, road rage is the motivation behind our music.
Really?
Very angry. We tap into we tap into all the anger we feel behind the wheel.
Yeah. Well,
and
once
channel
again,
it into music.
We want to welcome you, Fire Tiger.
Hi.
The awesome Fire Tiger with Tiffany and James.
Hello.
And Chris.
Hello. This is Christelina. Hello.
You can find them on their website, firetigermusic.com. Go check them out.
Grr.
Yeah, and we just heard Energy. That was a song that we played to open up the experience, which was really great. I really like your guys' music. It's kind of a 80s vibe. Did you guys grow up in the 80s? Were you born in the 80s? You were born in the 80s?
Late 80s. I should be a 90s child, which I 10% am.
You dress like a 90s child, if I could say.
I do. I love 90s clothing because it's kind of manly and you can be poor and afford their clothing. And it's true. 80s clothes is expensive. But when I have the money, I will go all out. It'll be classic rock, 80s, late 70s, and that'll run up the bill.
Yeah.
So for now, I just, this was $2 from actual trash can. A homeless man actually sold it to me.
It's a nice shirt. It's really cool.
Right. Actually, this is my friend. I like to recycle, reduce, reuse.
I thought a homeless man sold it to you.
Yeah, she's the homeless man. Didn't you see her beard?
Okay.
No offense, girlfriend, but shave that thing.
Jeez, so harsh.
Man, things are happening here.
Right? See them happen.
Do you guys recycle clothes, or do you guys just?
No.
We wear each other's clothes.
Yeah.
Do you really?
On stage, I honestly don't really have too many things in my wardrobe that classify as 80s, so I'll borrow a skirt from Tiffany.
Okay. You have great legs. I can't really see them, but they're long and I can't tell if they're sporty or not, but
they're pretty sporty.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time running from things.
We're the awkward ones here. We're the awkward ones.
kind of like legs.
Oh Lord, and this is taking a terrible turn.
It's taking a good turn, I think. I don't know.
So Chris, what do you play?
I play the guitar.
Tell us about you, Chris.
In Fire Tiger, I play guitar and I sing backup vocals.
But you play many things, don't you?
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff going on, but that's neither here nor there, is it?
Well, it's here right now, so let's talk about it. What's happening with you?
Yeah, I'm like a multi-instrumentalist, and I produce and mix, engineer, basically anything I can do to avoid actually working.
Tell them about your solo project.
Yeah, I got a solo thing I'm doing right now, just under the name Chris Cuomo. That I do all the instruments myself. I used to work at a recording studio in Oakland, and basically part of my payment was that from the hours of 12 until 8 a.m., 12 a.m. till 8 a.m., I would have like the studio to myself. So over the course of about a year and a half, I recorded roughly like 13 tracks where it's basically me running from the mix room to the live room, to the mix room to the live room, to the mix room to the live room. Just engineering and playing everything on.
That's the best way to learn, though. It really is.
Yeah. I definitely made a lot of mistakes, but I guess that adds to the uniqueness of the sound. Yeah, that's it.
The only bad thing is trying to repeat those mistakes so you can get that sound back.
I know. Now that I properly know how to do everything properly, it's like I'm a little bit too clinical sometimes.
Yeah, that definitely can happen. I'm kind of the same way with like photography.
Yeah.
Once I started learning the right like ISO and the right shutter and everything, I started overthinking things.
Yeah.
Whereas before I was just in the moment and shooting wildly, briskly.
Yeah.
Some might even say.
Yeah, I know. It's like you can overdo anything. You can be a little bit too out there creatively sometimes to really connect with anybody, or you could just be way too clinical and still connect with no one that way. You know what I mean? It's like you have to find this happy center.
Right.
And you seem to have a great connection with James in the way that you guys pull things off together.
On stage or in?
No, like technically.
Or in
Oh.
person. Or in the kitchen.
I don't,
When he's not doing his
really sure
dishes.
about-
Not
So
in the
you guys-
kitchen.
You guys all live together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
too,
live
right?
together.
I get
That's the
yelled
cool
at a
thing.
lot for the kitchen, but
Chris and I are both music nerds. Went to school and all that.
Yeah, we went to school.
Don't tell them. I'm educated.
Educated.
I'm educated.
I'm educated, girl.
Tiffany actually gives tambourine lessons.
I
Really?
do. Tap, tap, beat, tap. It's
You
all
know,
about the groove.
starting out is hard. Like getting
true.
into the groove on a tambourine. You can mess that up pretty easily.
She's good. All the tambourine you hear on our records is actually Tiffany. She did
Right? Yeah.
that herself
And you can
without
you
Pro
can-
Tools editing.
You can hear all of that at FireTigerMusic.
FireTigerMusic.com.
FireTigerMusic.com. Hey.
Hello.
You're still here. I love it.
Yes, we are.
They didn't run for the door.
Right.
Amazing. Scare you out of your shells.
Sometimes I
Wow.
forget that they can't see us nodding on the radio. It's like,
But they
I
can.
know, but
they
we
actually
can because
see
the camera's
there's a
there.
camera.
So
oh wait, what?
Stop pick-
don't tell them that there's a
stop
camera.
picking your nose.
We're on the
and-
camera?
Yeah,
Program.
the one shot. I've always been a fan of like the single shot. You know, it's like try to capture everything. You know, and keep it simple.
You've never been a fan of the cameras moving to make it look like stuff is going on.
Can I tell you something? You know, like there was a time in the movie era. It's still going on, where it was all just like handheld and it was all shaky. You know that shaky cam effect. It was on what was that?
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch. What was that Godzilla movie? That wasn't Godzilla, but it was like Godzilla.
That movie was actually
That
kind
movie,
of good, but yeah, the shaky
Cloverleaf.
cam ruined it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cloverfield.
That's
No, it's a
just-
different.
that was
Cloverfield.
really bad.
Yeah.
I think that gave a lot of people seizures. You know, that whole shaking thing. Was
Right.
Like, "Ah!"
So like those types of movies I never gravitated to because I would always get sick
Good
for motion
job.
sickness. So that's why I was always very a fan of just one shot. You know, it's nice.
Yeah,
It's
nice,
everything else.
simple.
Lovely. So,
Cozy.
Count Dracula, badass song. That's my favorite song.
Thanks, girlfriend.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Fears
Thank
for
you.
Tears?
Tears for Tears.
I don't think they understand that.
That's
do they?
that's what I would like to call the song.
Okay.
Why that?
Well, it's actually taken from those lyrics are sung in the chorus, and it's Tears for Fears dyslexic. So
Well, you know, Tiff said that she never went to school. Or
Yeah,
kind of
I
went
didn't.
to school, but
I grew up on a farm in
in Pahokee.
in Dogland.
dog.
So,
Dogland,
Dogs
USA.
everywhere.
so Tom Fletcher mixed that, yes?
Tom Fletcher, I guess he mixed it, and James and I produced it, and I wrote the lyrics and the melody, and James wrote all the music.
Sweet. It's so how did you come up with that whole idea?
Well, I was at a party at 4 a.m. and
Go figure.
And this person was like, "You can't make up a song on the spot. Do it." And I was like, "Oh yeah?" And then I just started singing it. And then they were like, "Well, that's actually really good." And then 4 years later, I brought it up and finished it.
I'm surprised 4 years later you can remember all the lyrics still, or was that just always in your head, or did you have to?
It
go
was
write
always in
down?
my head. It was so silly how I made it up at 4 a.m. on Doheny and Beverly Drive.
Very nice.
You should shoot the video and like have a little bit of that right there, just as a
Yeah,
I
it's
should.
a great story.
I'll
Yeah.
get the girl that asked me to make the song on the spot too.
yeah. Why
She
not?
was on
Right.
crack, but I wasn't because
It's always
Shouldn't do
fun
that.
when you watch videos and then you find out, you know, the minutiae between it, where you see a random person and then 3 years later you find out that person was somebody that had to deal with the record. So then you go back. There was a song by Greg Holden where he features tons of people that he's always mentioned, and then when you finally see him and you go back, you're like, oh my god, now I know who you're talking about.
yeah.
That's funny. You put like a little key at the end of your record. And it's like, look for this.
Yeah,
You know?
we should do that.
Yeah, I like that.
Thanks for the idea.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You can pay me later.
Now, earlier off the air while we were hearing the song, you guys had some questions that I guess you wanted to ask me and Max or me.
Yeah, James?
Yeah, we wanted to know more about the station.
Yeah.
How long you've been doing it.
Wow. Well, Enter the Shell has been going on in many forms. Started when I was in college, and I was on the air on 90.1 KSAK. And then, after college, I was like, oh man, what do I do now? That was like back in like 2003, I think. And then I really enjoyed the concept of Enter the Shell, so I started trying to do it as a podcast. This is when MySpace was big, so I was posting it as like an entry on MySpace, and then people were downloading it, they were liking it. And then later on, I met an engineer by the name of Steve Sculler, who I was working with, who now he engineers all the Enter the Shell shows, the first show that I ever did. And through that, he had a recording studio, and then he was helping me develop it, and then I went with some other people to go develop it more. So I feel like I've been in like a band through its many morphs, to where it is now. And then later, I had a few shows already on my podcast network. And then Max, she came in and she's like, she expressed some interest in doing something. So I said, why not? Because for a while, I had worked with a lot of different co-hosts until finally I just decided to go solo by myself. And that was my big thing. And then once I got solo, it was really strange because I fell in love with myself.
It's dangerous.
It's an extremely dangerous thing.
Lonely.
Yeah.
What made you decide to bring Max in, and when did that happen?
That happened 6 months ago, because this is now our 6th show. And it was, I don't know, it was just like, hey, I wonder what it's like to have a co-host again, and then Max was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll produce it. And that was my big thing, because during this entire time, my entire podcast network, I was producing so many shows, and for once I wanted to know what it was like to not necessarily be talent, but to see, Enter the Shell through somebody else's eyes. I think that's an important thing that I'm doing, is giving other people the chance to open not only my mind, but everybody else's mind to the different kind of music that's out there. So I thought that was important.
Yeah. And I had done radio before. I had several shows, and
we actually saw Max at what was that meet and greet? What city was that? It's for your birthday, remember?
Oh, in Anaheim.
That was
down
fun.
at Disney.
Yeah. It's a long line for that, and I have pictures. Why don't you ever put those pictures up?
You have to send them to me.
The cot, hourglass figure and all, face, body, 11 out of 10. I know why you invited
Max
her here.
goes up
Hey,
to
I
11.
know.
You know what's
You got
really
something
weird?
up your sleeve, young man.
There are a lot of people that find Max attractive. A lot of people that
Men and women alike.
right,
yes.
and they're like, oh my god, like, check out that chick, and I'm just like, dude, that's just Max. Like,
Really?
yeah,
What the hell?
yeah, I really don't not
Sure you are.
Not that I would never be
Sure he
attracted to you or anything like
She's
that,
just
but
the hair.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, I just figure her as like part of the team, and I don't look at her as.
You got to question your
sex symbol.
sexuality.
No, are you
He's had a
single?
girlfriend. He's had a girlfriend. Just
yeah,
recently. So,
exactly.
And for all the hot ladies out there, Turtle is single, so.
Okay, well, I have some hot friends for you.
Well, you know what? It's real weird being single because I'm still
Alicia, you're still available, right?
right. Alicia,
Yeah.
give
See
her a
this?
few kisses. Maybe something will happen. I don't know. The internet is dangerous.
Show your good side.
It really is.
Have a horn honk button.
Right?
They don't need those sounds. They don't need those sounds.
No, we don't need them.
You guys rely
Thank
on pure vocals.
Exactly.
That's right.
And wit.
That's right. We don't need no stinking sounds.
No, you don't.
Right. You guys are here to provide the sounds.
Yes, we are.
We need those sounds.
Hey, fart into the microphone right now.
So how did you guys all come together? How did that happen?
Well, James and I met at a mutual friend, Dirty Dave. I don't know. Do you know him, Dirty Dave?
Yeah, I think I do.
Small, good-looking little rock star.
Mm-hmm.
We met him in the Valley. I met James in the Valley at his party. And that's how James and I met. That was 7 years ago.
And fast forward, we share a house together. With,
Fast forward thousands of years.
thousands of millions of years.
Light years away.
I moved to LA I'd say about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now. and I moved into the house because my brother lives there.
There's actually 6 of us who live in the house.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
I live in the library, or what should be the library. But yeah, my
Is that complicated?
Well, three of us are.
together?
We have 2 girls, 3 girls, 3 girls, and 3 guys, and 3 musicians, 3 actors,
and 5 animals.
4 animals.
You guys are like the Noah's Ark of like.
No, wait, 5 animals.
Yeah,
we
5
have 4
animals.
dogs and a cat.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes,
And
and
so
our
the
house will
police.
float.
Good.
Wow. So do you have like a problem living together and
Sometimes it gets a little real world,
yeah.
but
You should run
Sometimes
cameras in
we
there.
should actually have like a reality
We
show.
should, but
we should be filming the house at all times.
should.
We've been offered a reality show, but I don't want people filming me in the bathroom.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the bathroom is sacred as long as you're just going for the bathroom.
have you seen the real world lately?
I
I mean, they're
no.
so desperate for anything.
I think I'm over like reality TV.
I think he
in
ate
general.
corn.
Yeah,
Listen,
I feel like
listen.
finally people's little lust for reality TV is like sort of ending.
Because everybody has
Luckily,
one now,
like,
so.
You know what I feel has been like really gaining momentum is sports. I think TV is now the only place to watch sports. The Pro Bowl, or not the Pro Bowl, but the
Dressage.
Super Bowl and all that. Yeah, that's the last bit of reality that I think is left, to watch. That's really real, because in that moment, in that time, something is gonna happen.
Yeah. Candlepin bowling, amazing.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I didn't. This
You
was
didn't?
this
I
was the
didn't
first
either.
Super Bowl that I didn't watch because
Me too.
I was over the weekend. I was at a wedding, and I'm broke. I'm not gonna lie. I have no money. One of my friends said, "Hey, I'll drive you down," and then another friend's like, "Dude, I'll put you up." So I was like, "All right, cool." So I went, and I felt bad because I didn't have a gift, but I did have a camera. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go and I'm going to photography the wedding. You know what I mean? And I went and I did the church and stuff like that. And that was my gift to them. So on Sunday, it was Saturday. And then on Sunday, I was trying to get it all done because I wanted to give it to them immediately. Because that's just me. I like to get things done and over with and then move on to my next project. So I did that. And here's the thing. This is what I like about photography for me. I like going and then watching the people look at the photos, because for some reason I get a strange analytical analysis of who they actually are and what photos they chose, because like I had my favorites, and a lot of it's funny, a lot of my favorites weren't their favorites. They would just glance and I was like, what are you talking about? That was like the best shot. So while the Super Bowl was going on, while we were looking at the photos, so the photos just had my complete attention. I didn't even see any of the commercials or anything like that.
I was in the blackout the whole time.
What's the blackout?
There was a blackout at the Super Bowl, first time in
I was
history.
blacked out, but that was for a different reason.
Yeah, we heard about that. Yeah,
Were you really?
I had rehearsal with my band, and first thing in the morning, on a Sunday morning, on Super Bowl Sunday, we had rehearsal, and I had to sing like AC/DC and Whitesnake and all this like screamer kind of stuff. First thing in the morning.
Yeah.
That was on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
So at least it wasn't on Monday.
No, I would much rather had it on Monday so I could see the bowl. 'cause I'm a
Oh, you had to. It
football-
was during the.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. Boo.
Boo.
Yeah. What did I miss? Absolutely nothing. There was
Yeah.
football.
Patriots weren't in, so I immediately.
Well,
don't
it's all
care.
about the dog.
I'm kind of like that too. Like my team, which is the Chargers, if they're
Yeah.
not in it, then forget it.
Yeah, it's like I don't really care. Like, I just don't like that guy, because my mom doesn't like him. Like Ray Lewis.
Right.
Wow, tell us about that.
I don't know. My mom just said he's a blowhard and a few other things that I probably shouldn't even say right now. Like, apparently
He's a blowhard.
Apparently he's like. Is he like being investigated for something? Like
Aren't they all?
Yeah,
football
some
players?
like deaths,
like
right?
murder or something?
Two of them.
They're football players. That's what they're made to do.
Yeah.
go out there. They try not to injure anybody on the field, but when they get off, those guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Which team is Michael Vick again?
Now he's on the Eagles.
Yeah. Eagles.
But I think that's no longer. Don't quote me on that. If it's not the Chargers, I'm not really following it.
Yeah.
All the football fans out there are
Right.
like having a fit right now that we don't know this stuff.
Right.
We just lost a few fans.
Well, you shouldn't, because it's all subjective, and just because we're not fans of your team, that should not be a reason why you don't like to listen to the show. You should like to listen to the show because you enjoy the content and you enjoy chuckling and really getting to know bands more so than a normal interview. Because let's think about it. Today we talked to you guys, not necessarily extensively, but we found out that you guys live with each other. We found out the teams that you guys like. We found out that you're a master tambourinist.
Yeah.
Is that a real name?
I think
word?
that's a term.
Right? It's told true. We found out a little bit about...
Yes, it is true.
Okay. See? So, a lot of your fans are really getting to know...
We've learned the
more of
least
you.
about James.
Did we? Okay. Perfect.
I don't know.
Can you tell me something revealing?
Grill him.
Yeah.
Who is this
What do you
guy?
stand for?
As a person.
How do you keep that mullet in such good condition?
You are known in Hollywood for being the mullet man. That it's like
I'm starting. I'm starting.
official-
You know what? I'm starting to see more mullets, more and more.
Yeah, I've noticed.
And he
that.
brought the keytar back. People don't
did.
know that.
I predicted last year that everyone this year would have a mullet by the beginning of this year. I was
And
a
a
year
keytar.
off, or maybe just a few months off. I also brought the key. I was the first to bring the keytar back. I've had a keytar for a few years now.
Now it's like every time I go to Starbucks, there's someone in line playing the keytar. It's like
What?
it's all over the place.
They're standing there in
Everywhere.
line with the keytar.
That's cool.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get to hear another song?
I'll tell you what, guys, it's been great that you guys were on the show, and we really appreciate you guys stopping by. For more information on the band, visit them on their website, firetigermusic.com, and we leave you now with Green Light.